R.I.P. to the great Sika Anoa, father of Roman Reigns and Rosie, passed away. Condolences to the family. WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam announced. Indianapolis, massive news. Triple H crediting Pat McAfee for this move. Incredible news. And lastly, what is it?
Jacob Fatu is here.
Boom! This is the Spandex StandUp's.
Indianapolis getting the big 3.
Lucas Oil Stadium. I mean, Indianapolis is...
It's a fun town. I got to spend the weekend there. One of my favorite comedy weekends because the Helium in Indianapolis is top-notch. Staff is fantastic. Sold a lot of money in stickers.
Yeah.
The people are just awesome. And that was coming on the heels of NBA weekend.
Yeah.
And everywhere we went, they was ranting and raving about how well that weekend went. So I'm sure they're hyped.
What is it about it? Is it the way the city is laid out? A lot of hotels downtown, which is also close to the stadium. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, it's a big walkable downtown. It's massive. You got a lot of, there's a few different things going on, and they didn't really clash too much. It has that hometown, small town vibe about it, but big city.
Yeah.
You didn't feel, scared. There wasn't a big part where you went through. You're like, hurry up. It was nice. I enjoyed my time in Indy, and I'm glad a city like that is getting this massive opportunity.
Well, I'm excited because given wherever you live in the country, flights to Indianapolis are pretty affordable.
Yeah.
And so just being able to make WrestleMania, make the Royal Rumble, make SummerSlam accessible to as many fans as possible. The great thing about being in these huge stadiums is really, they say the show sells out, but it really doesn't.
Yeah.
Any fan that wants to attend, they kind of have enough tickets.
They figure it out.
They figure it out because... So,
that's
very exciting about it.
They don't get a lot of credit for that.
Yeah.
You don't hear about off pay-per-views anymore. You don't hear about people... They didn't have enough seats, or they sold out in too quickly. It's always it always just seems like just enough.
Yeah, it's just enough, and anybody that wanted to be there was able to get there.
I still can't believe they put y'all on the sun side of SummerSlam though. That's brutal.
Was wild.
Put y'all in the shade, bro. Y'all can move them cameras around.
No, that was wild. SummerSlam. I had a great time at SummerSlam here in Nashville at Nissan Stadium, but. It was tough. It was a tough show to watch because you're looking at a ring in a half-empty stadium. You want to be looking at crowd on the other side.
Yeah,
that's part of the fan experience. You kind of felt like you were just part of the studio audience.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad they're dipping their toes in with Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
To start with, that's the my favorite pay-per-view, but not it gets you ready for it because SummerSlam's kind of like summer WrestleMania, and then you got WrestleMania, the big show.
See, I actually would say that Money in the Bank
would be a nice preview.
Did
they do that? I feel like they've done something at India. Oh, you think Money in the Bank's summer WrestleMania?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's quite there yet, but it's getting there.
It feels like it because it feels like the summertime Royal Rumble is what
You know what's held it back? It's some lackluster briefcases lately. So it could be the WrestleMania summer if it's Step 6 game.
If it's Step 6 game. Yeah, you know what? Which I have a bold prediction.
Oh.
We have a big SmackDown coming up this Friday.
Madison Square Garden. Yeah.
They're having a big ceremony.
At least one title
the Bloodline.
Oh.
Do we think the entire Bloodline shows up to Madison Square Garden?
Please.
I'm talking Final Boss. I'm talking the real Tribal Chief. Do we get a return? Do we have the Tribal Chief? The Tribal Chief is not champion.
Stay tuned for some SmackDown recap. Someone said Tribal Chief ain't coming back.
Tribal Chief's coming back for sure. Big time coming back.
I like your theory. I want to talk more about
WrestleMania 41 is Rock Roman.
Yeah,
it's gonna be at
book
Las
it. Yeah,
Vegas.
put it down.
I mean,
I just hope they're in a belt.
I'm about to book a hotel after this for that.
I
Let's
love that.
go.
Well, let's get into some news up top real quick. As we said, unfortunately, WWE Hall of Famer Sika, father of Roman of the Wild Samoans, passed away at 79. Just got news before we came on air today. And also sad news, Pat McAfee was absent from Raw. It was not a storyline. His father-in-law actually passed away right before Raw. So, real-time family emergency last night.
Man, condolences to...
That's why they didn't lean into it,
family.
Like, he legit just missed it last night.
Yeah.
Because they're rumored to be running a feud with Wyatt Six and McAfee.
Right.
Just last night was not it.
Well, it was, I mean, you're watching because, everybody, I think, watched Pat McAfee's show, watched Triple H interview, watched...
and they had a glitch on air.
So I think people were surprised not to see Pat McAfee because we're like, we know he's in town. So
it was his hometown.
Yeah, very, very sad. I mean, sorry to hear about both of these stories.
Yes.
Condolences to the bloodline. I don't know that we say that often, but
right. Well, on McAfee's show, Triple H hinted that when Raw gets to Netflix, it will be less censored. He's not. He mentioned not being too happy with Raw just black out something for no reason. He's like, I don't even know what they censor half the time. Right. He's like, I understand when the chants are going, but sometimes they'll just cut the picture too, and you're like, what are you doing?
Is it less censored or uncensored?
He said less censored, but that, the internet took that and ran with it that it's going to be uncensored.
Well, they're going to have to censor it some, but I don't think they're going to do too much.
I don't think we get full-blown Attitude Era again, but I think they push the bound. Like, I think we're going to hear some bad words.
Oh, yeah, I think it's going to get wild. And I'm very excited, especially with the final boss in control. Because keep in mind, Raw is WWE is going to go to Netflix globally.
Yeah.
In 80% of homes.
Yeah. On
Netflix in the build-up to WrestleMania 41.
That's awesome.
WrestleMania 41 will be on Netflix in 80% of the world outside of the United States.
That's insane, man.
So I'm very excited for what they're building up to because they clearly have a plan for the moment they hit the Netflix button.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
You see that sense of calm over Triple H, where he's like, y'all don't even know what I got prepared for.
Well, yeah, it's because they have really 2.5, 3... It seems like they have 2.5, 3 year long storylines planned for every superstar.
I love it.
Yeah.
Because... Jacob Fatu was built a certain way. The Wyatt Six have been built up a certain way. Like, he's showing that he's thought this thing out, and I can't wait. Booker T says he will not work with any Vice affiliates ever again after Who Killed WCW. He said the Dark Side of the Ring crew has a way of taking words out of context.
Ooh. Of course. Well, I mean, it's...
He does not like their editing style.
The mainstream media. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. But listen, I like those shows. It's a bummer that Booker's not happy with it, but Booker T is part of the WWE family. So, the dark side of wrestling is not what WWE
they're trying to forget about that time.
Yeah.
But that wrestling business has never been better. Why are we talking about that?
Yeah, we're on fire. Talk about that.
Yeah. Hoping we get Rhea back by SummerSlam. That's
yeah.
Well, that's her new update.
Yeah. Rhea Liv, yeah.
We just thought Rhea would be back by now, and she's still hurt. So that's why the new skepticism.
Yeah.
Also hoping to get CM Punk back, and Charlotte gave an update that her leg is feeling stronger.
Yeah.
So never know when the Queen's coming back.
Maybe just the Rumble. Just give her the time to come.
Just heal up, man.
Just heal up and surprise us at the Rumble. Everything's good.
Yeah. Like we said, Indianapolis getting 2025 Royal Rumble and a future WrestleMania and SummerSlam. You got something to add to that?
Well, I was going to say, what WrestleMania do we think they're getting? What SummerSlam do we think they're getting?
They'll probably get
maybe SummerSlam and then Mania?
Yeah, probably SummerSlam 26, Mania 27. Or do you extend it out even more? I feel like a big announcement like that, you want to kind of hit them with the dates, and then you can talk about coming back.
Right.
You don't want to be like, WrestleMania 2035.
Right, exactly. By that point, everybody will be driving their Tesla.
It'll be a 4-night event at that point. And Indianapolis is like, we don't want that.
Oh, yeah, because SummerSlam's going to be 2 nights. Oh, so they'll probably do maybe a 2-night SummerSlam
26.
there.
Yeah.
but they already announced
SummerSlam in Detroit, or no, Cleveland is SummerSlam, right?
Was it Cleveland? Or no, where was WrestleMania supposed to be?
It was supposed to be in Minneapolis.
So Minneapolis is in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
That guy.
So, that might get WrestleMania.
Yeah,
next
so
year.
Minneapolis is doing the 2-night SummerSlam.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This year, you think, or next year?
No, that's what they announced. 2025.
I got you. Okay.
So,
yeah. All right.
So maybe 2026.
Look at you peeking the business curtain.
So 2026, then they'll probably do a 2-night SummerSlam in Indianapolis.
So then Mania 28.
Yeah, because you don't want to do it. Would be you don't want to then do Mania 27.
No,
so maybe Mania 28.
Yeah, I could even see 29.
Yeah,
I think as long as you get all these wrapped up before 2030, you're okay.
Yeah. Well, because then the world ends.
Right.
But wrestling will still be there somehow.
Will still be.
Every Monday Night Raw, everyone will find a way.
WWE announcer Kayla Braxton is not only leaving WWE, but she said she's leaving the wrestling business altogether.
She's so good, and she was there so long, and apparently I read some things that she was working without a contract for the last few weeks, which is just the things champions are made of.
Right.
But wish her the best. I know she's out in California, so
I can see her getting on with like Fox doing like college football or something like that.
Yeah. So shout out to Kayla Braxton. Thank you for your service.
She did great.
Professional
Fantastic.
wrestling.
John Swakata is the new SmackDown head writer. Ryan Callahan has left the company. Rumor is Cody Rhodes dealing with some broken ribs. But he's not going to take time off. He's just going to keep rolling.
Yeah, they keep pumping this guy with just like...
It's what Cody wants, though. I don't think Triple H and the minds that be are doing this. Cody's like, I'll do it. Like, what? Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, maybe this is why, they just announced that Money in the Bank 6-man tag, which...
Protect him.
They'll protect him, and...
I can't imagine... I've bruised ribs and thought it was the end of the world. I can't imagine breaking ribs.
I almost think just like let him not wrestle Money in the Bank.
Take him out beforehand, and then Orton and KO got to do it themselves, and then Orton turns on KO, and that starts his heel turn.
Or maybe Cody comes in and with just like at the end and does something, but I don't know. I just think like let him rest, man.
Yeah. Champs can't rest, bro.
Yeah.
Main event results time. I think you're gonna like this first one because I was pumped writing it down. Akira Tozawa got the dub.
Let's go.
Over Joaquin Wilde.
Let's go.
So look, they're gonna step out from Gable, and they're gonna go pick up a dub this week.
I like it.
All right. I hope he did his little dance afterward too. I might have to tune into main event just to see that win. Akira, congrats, man. And then in the other side, AOP defeats the Creed brothers.
Dude, they just are always wrestling each other.
Yeah.
Like
they like their size. It's probably just a fun warm up match for whatever's going on.
Yeah. Just all the time going.
All the guys can go in the ring, the big guys, they don't care about hurting them. Just go, get out there. It'll be fun. All right, NXT recap. I'm loving this Trick Williams, Shawn Spears, Javon Evans main event scene.
Mm-hmm.
Evans can go in the ring, dude. That young OG, I love that.
He's the next.
Yeah.
I think he's the next NXT champion.
Yeah. Clearly. Yeah. What a talent pool they got coming out of the future.
It's amazing you can just be out, come back, and be like, I'm in the main event.
Yeah.
All these people waiting in line for the main event. It's like, nah, we know what we want. He ain't here yet. He'll be here.
He ain't here yet. I want to see some kind of faction with, like, Trick Williams, Evans, Carmelo Hayes, maybe Wesley. Like a young group that kind of, like, takes over. They're the smaller high flyers that weren't supposed to make it at all.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
Big time into that.
Because Wesley's still battling Gallus. He ain't got no help. He needs a faction, man. He needs some help, The Rascals are in TNA. We talked about a little crossover, but they hadn't done that yet. Which, by the way, people have been ranting and raving. I would not be surprised if NXT does not sign Joe Hendry coming soon. As soon as that contract's up, I would feel like WWE is going to be like, yes, please.
Yeah.
Most viewed, on social media?
Yeah, huge.
2024 so far?
Huge numbers.
His gimmick's hilarious.
Yeah.
A pop star that doesn't realize everyone thinks he's god awful. Like,
Right.
what?
It's great.
He's so bad. He's literally the embodiment of you're so bad it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when he turned around in that spotlight, me and Laura both just cracked up. The family, battling Exium and Frazier. I wouldn't be surprised if the other two guys didn't get the tag titles out of this.
Yeah.
Give the family all the gold, you know.
Love the family.
I still want to see her wrestle some more.
Yeah.
She hadn't really. She's a great talker. Love the terrible accent.
Mm-hmm. Who would she go against, you know?
I mean, take your pick.
Yeah, that's true.
There's so many women need feuds right now. Like, I love what they're doing with Fallon Henley. Love what they're doing with Jada Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just they're pushing all these people. There's plenty to go around. It's great. Speaking of which, Sol Ruka seems to be next up for the North American women's title. So I think her and Kalani Jordan, athleticism-wise, they're going to put on a banger.
Bring them up.
Number one contender for the tag titles, we got the Good Brothers, New Catch Republic, Blade and Enofe, Chase U, and Legado del Fantasma.
I like that one.
Doing a gauntlet to see who goes against the champs. I don't know who I want to win out of that. I see what they're doing with Chase U and Ridge Holland. They got something going there. Duke's not liking it, you know, so very intrigued with where they're going. What it's going to say a lot with what tag team
comes
is
out
pushed.
of that. Yeah.
Because I think they gave Pete Dunne a little time off because Tyler Bates been going it solo the last couple of weeks. So I think he got to go back home, see some family or something.
Yeah.
Be like, hey man, you crushed Speed for us.
Yeah.
Take a couple weeks off.
Right.
All right, let's get into SmackDown. Great episode.
Great episode of SmackDown.
Jacob Fatu debuted, and he's with the Bloodline. He's not an OG Bloodline. He's new. He's Solo's new monster, and what a way to be billed.
Yeah.
I even loved when they were doing the ones. The other two were like, "Who is this guy?"
Mm-hmm.
It just shows you that Solo's kind of the Mad King. You know, he was given this power. He was given the chiefdom, and he's like, I'm winging it.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even let the rest of the Bloodline know that Jacob Fatu was coming. It seemed like.
I mean, I don't even know where this feud is headed. You know, so many people think, that Rock and Roman are like heading up and someone's, calling shots and so against someone. But I think we're all wrong. I think the story that they have planned for us is so good.
So many different layers to it.
So many different layers to it. I think that right now, there's probably unification across the board.
Yeah.
Like
everyone on the same page. I mean, minus Jimmy and Jay.
Yeah, minus Jimmy and Jay.
Who got booted out. Jay left, Jimmy got booted out.
Exactly. So right now, but otherwise, they're all good. I think they all come back, and then they force Roman out, and then The Rock is leading this thing, and then Roman has to reassemble his OG bloodline.
Well, here's what a different avenue, because I like that train of thought.
And they probably kick
I
Solo
love that
out,
train.
too. They probably kick Solo out, too.
Well, here was my thinking. Also, we do get true original bloodline versus Rock and his people. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, if you see the way that,
Because we're due a swerve.
Yeah.
It's not just going to be Rock's leading this group versus Roman and his group. There's going to be something that happens. I think Roman and Rock come out, and these new heads are like, no OGs at all. So Rock and Roman get kicked out. So then Rock and Roman, this is Rock's way of being the people's champ again. This is the way of him being a face and also bringing Roman over with him. So I think it's going to end up being Rock, Roman, and the Usos against this new group. It's a different way of thinking about it, Rock hasn't been talked about as being potentially on the good side, which I think that's what he wants all along. He enjoyed being the final boss in the heel, but I think deep down he loves that crowd reaction. He wants to look at the camera and do his goosebump thing. He wants to shake hands and kiss babies,
But I think he loves the final. He knows that he's the final boss. He knows that he's the boss.
Yeah.
And there's no world in which the boss is the good guy.
That's fair.
I think he just knows that. As long as he's
that's
a board member,
very true.
Like, he's never...
we do have to have a payoff between him and Cody before anything happens anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be interesting in how they give us all... There's so many checks that have to happen. Because we still... they built this new obstacle of Bloodline. We still got to get Cody, Rock and Roman.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's going to be interesting how they give us all these things, which I have no doubt they will.
Right.
It's going to be, I just can't wait to see it unfold. How do you feel about Paul Heyman saying CM Punk is off limits?
I mean, that was
But
great.
now they're like, no.
That was a great promo.
Yeah.
Loved that.
That shows that this new group is lawless.
Mm-hmm.
Roman had a code. He was sinister and he was diabolical, but he had a code.
Mm-hmm.
Solo doesn't have a code.
Not at all.
Solo said, I'm taking everyone out.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny he saved CM Punk from the bloodline, but then Drew beat the absolute mess out of him.
Yeah.
That was great production. The knock on the door.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Never open it. You never open the door.
Never opened the door.
But they opened the door. And it wasn't the Wyatt Six like I thought it was going to be. It was Drew and a bloodied CM Punk. What a great presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Drew snapped.
Just looked like a serial killer.
Yes.
It was amazing.
That's the first time I truly looked at the presentation of him and like, that's the Scottish psychopath.
Yeah, that's the Scottish psychopath. Yeah.
He sold it with his eyes. And then that promo he cut on Monday night, cherry on top.
Yeah, we had a comment on our YouTube video talking about, we made a YouTube video, Instagram, talking about how we thought CM Punk's return was one of the top 3 reasons why 2023 was a great year. And somebody commented and
that it wasn't a
said
reason.
that they don't like CM Punk, therefore they are already bored of the Drew CM Punk feud. And I was like, you are wrong.
I'm bored of CM Punk's side of it. I don't want CM Punk carrying the promos, but Drew is fire right now.
Yeah, CM Punk is not as good as he thinks he is at
I will give you
everything that he thinks he's really good at.
And you were more talking along that CM Punk's return and the ripple effect it had, not necessarily the man himself.
Right.
Because you've done a good job of staying critical of his promos. Been garbage.
Dude, they have not been good. He comes out, he says the same thing, and again, it's like he knows his role right now. He's trying to be the OG, the legend. Like he knows what he is.
I just hope he puts over the new talent.
But yeah, I mean, his promo work is just like,
yeah.
But hopefully, again, this adds a whole new layer now that he's been attacked, sidelined.
And then that promo Drew cut. Drew, if it wasn't personal, man, it is now.
Mm-hmm.
He stole the friendship bracelet. He made fun of CM Punk's dog.
Mm-hmm.
He just he enforced the John Wick code.
Yeah.
And CM Punk, he picked on his dog. You just don't do things.
Again, we're seeing it. Seth Rollins is going to win the title back. CM Punk's going to get a title shot at Seth. Probably win the title. Setting up Drew and CM Punk.
We laid it out for you. We'll drop that on our Instagram page. I'm loving this Money in the Bank and the randomness.
Mm-hmm.
Carmelo Hayes and Andrade qualify for Money in the Bank. Love that.
Yeah.
Chelsea Green on the women's side. Chelsea Green. She makes every match better, man. I love her character. I love her in-ring work.
Yeah.
She has a way of looking like she doesn't know what she's doing in the ring, and it's so precise and so professional that it's just it's great.
She
man.
nails it.
How you feeling about the LA Knight Logan Paul feud? Has it changed any for you?
I just think it's silly.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Maybe the point is just to get the title off of Logan.
I think the titles get off Logan so he moves up.
Yeah.
And I'm good with LA Knight being the U.S. champ.
Yeah.
Have those feuds with Carmelo. Have those feuds with Andrade.
Mm-hmm.
It's tailor-made for it.
Well, because the SummerSlam matches have already kind of been determined, right?
Yeah.
By the King and Queen of the Rings.
Yes. And they basically said they're pushing off Solo and Cody for SummerSlam.
Right.
And we're going to get...
We'll probably get Seth versus Gunter.
Or Priest.
Priest versus Gunter. Nobody wants that match.
When we get to the Raw recap, I got something for you.
All right, fine.
I got... So we didn't touch on this when we were talking about Bloodline, but Solo turned to Paul and said, Roman's not coming back. That's what I'm thinking, something's going to have to break when Roman does come back.
Yeah.
Because this is the guy Roman left in charge, but now he's saying he ain't coming back, I'm in charge. That's like you go on vacation, leave your second in charge, and then you come back and they're like, you don't have a job here no more.
Right.
But this is my business.
Mm-hmm.
Nia and Tiffy teaming up. They attacked somebody backstage.
Oh, did they? Did I miss
Someone was talking trash to Tiffy, and Nia came and wrecked shop.
Good, I like that.
Naomi. It was Naomi.
I
Or
like
Bailey.
that. I like those two teaming up to just be horrible to everyone.
Yeah.
Do it.
Tiffy running her mouth, Nia just beating the crap out of her.
Do it.
Next week we get more Money in the Bank. 3 Money in the Bank qualifiers. Candice LeRae versus Jade versus Tiffy. That's all it does. Candice in there to be like, hey, come on. LA, Logan, and Santos. We've talked about the build up on that one. I wouldn't be surprised if Santos wins because Logan and LA are just focusing on each other.
Yeah.
I know you don't. I know you want Logan in the match, but I can see the way they've been swerving people. I can see Santos coming away with this.
Yeah.
And then we got Naomi versus Blair Davenport and Indy Hartwell.
I like that.
That's a random 3 that I'm excited about that match.
Yeah, totally.
On over to the Raw side, I gotta admit to you, man, bawled my eyes out with that first Wyatt video package.
Yeah,
That
I mean, the way
interview
that
was
the interview was great. I mean,
spectacular.
Bo Dallas's interview with himself, Uncle Howdy. I mean, truly
If
cool.
anyone was worried that Bo Dallas was not up to the challenge of carrying this character, I hope every single one of your questions. I hope every single one of your questions was answered last night.
Dang right. Dude, it was incredible. Truly incredible.
He showed the depth that is going to be needed to pull this off.
Yeah, and just the voice of Uncle Howdy, so into it.
I like that they're doing reality. This isn't just some crazed mass people coming to get us again. Like, no. These are people that Wyatt made an impression on. And they're acknowledging that they're carrying on his legacy.
Yeah.
It adds that cult factor to it that makes it so interesting.
It's killer.
Like, these dudes are going to go to the ends of the earth for Wyatt's legacy.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. May I have another?
The way they delivered that package, it was supposed to go to Pat McAfee. It was addressed to Pat McAfee further in the feud with that. But, we got what we got. And overall presentation, amazing. Loved it. Braun gets the IC title shot.
He gonna win.
Yeah, he gonna win.
He gonna win. He gonna win.
He gonna win.
He gonna win.
Ludwig was apparently injured in the Sheamus match.
Yeah, I mean,
So I want to see where that goes. I hope he doesn't miss any time with that because they're keeping Ludwig and Sheamus around the IC picture. So great matches with Braun after he does win the title.
Yeah.
Lyra Valkyria qualifies for Money in the Bank as well as Chad Gable. They did a good job of playing him up. Scared, looking over his shoulder. He apologized to the group. They weren't having it. Who walks up? Ivy Nile and the Creed brothers. Not the way I thought they were going to come together, but this is a nice touch.
I like it.
Him apologizing to his original group, but realizing I need numbers. I'm not walking around here by myself.
Yeah.
People legit thought he got shot in the head.
And I just, the way that they responded has been great.
Liv caught alone with Finn
Yeah.
in the Judgment hangout. Is this if this is long-term storytelling, because when Finn was going into Judgment Day, it was Finn, AJ Styles, and Liv Morgan against Rhea, Damian, and Edge. And Finn called Liv his sister in fighting them off. So if this was a long-term way of infiltrating the Judgment Day and breaking them down from the inside out, I mean, I could be giving them too much credit, but something's amiss.
Something is amiss.
Because the way Damian was talking about, I don't need Judgment Day, they need me, Finn's eye roll. Now him and JD are tag team champions because of Liv.
And now he might have to leave Judgment Day if he loses at Money in the Bank.
So is that another layer to it?
Definitely another layer to it. Yeah, man, I think we're going to see a whole reshuffling of the Judgment Day. I think the Judgment Day turns into
Finn and Liv.
Finn and Liv.
And then we get them against Damian and Rhea when Rhea gets back. Yeah. Do we have another ladder match for custody of Dom?
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh.
Triple H wants to pull the trigger on that, but he's done.
He's going to. He's going to. He's going to. I mean, they have to pay homage to that.
Yeah. Oh man.
Like,
I hope Ray just walks by and just
Fans
goes.
would love that if they did that. Fans would absolutely love it if they did that.
Yeah.
You get custody of Dominic Mysterio.
It's a mixed
so
gender. Rhea and Damien,
That'd be so
Liv, and
great.
Finn.
I love it.
Next week on Raw, we get Ray versus Dom. So that
Very
means
excited about
Dom's
that.
coming back. Money in the Bank qualifiers, we get Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre versus Ilya Dragunov.
It's gonna be a huge match.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then on the women's side, we get Zoe versus Dakota Kai versus Ivy Nile. Not gonna be as nice. That's interesting, man. I'm very intrigued on who wins that. I get Zoe, man. And then we get Liv putting her title on the line against Zelina Vega next week. Because Zelina came out and was like, cut the crap. All right. So let's get our updated Money in the Bank matches so far. On the men's side, we have Jey Uso. Yeet. Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, and Chad Gable with two spots left, which will be filled with LA Knight, Logan Paul, or Santos, and Sheamus, Drew, and Ilya. Those are the 6 that come down to 2 to fill those spots. Let the Young Bucks run wild, man. Put Ilya and Santos in there. Let's build a new star.
That's what I'm saying.
On the women's side, Io Sky, Chelsea Green, and Lyra Valkyria. And they're going to be joined by either Candice Jade Tiffy, Naomi Blair Indy, Zoe Dakota Ivy.
Mm.
So after next week, the field will be set. And we'll be
it.
on to the pay-per-view. Because, it's next Saturday, right?
July 4th weekend. Let's go.
Yeah. So how you feel, man? Parting thoughts?
Man, parting thoughts. Money in the Bank's going to be a fun one. Not totally stoked on the 6-man tag, but glad just to see them out there. Hopefully, maybe there's a turn.
Not stoked on the match, but stoked on what could happen around the match.
Stoked on what could happen around the match. I am very stoked for the Money in the Bank matches. It's always one of my favorite pay-per-views because, again, it has that Royal Rumble atmosphere. And, again, we're doing it international, so it's going to be hot. God, it's just, there's just always something to look forward to. It's so great.
Jacob Fatu might not be there.
That's
He got a criminal record, can't travel internationally.
Him and Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
So they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
If they can figure it out for Jelly Roll, they can figure it out for Jelly
I can't get into Canada either, so it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. They don't like us there. Criminals.
What you thinking?
I'm feeling good about it, man. I'm excited. They hit us with Wyatt, but now it looks like it's going to be a slow burn in the week. Like, as long as they're staying prevalent and they're pushing that storyline, that's all I want, I'm okay if they take a lap around the sun a little bit to kind of explain the why.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just jump in and start attacking people. Like, why are you here?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? Which that first interview could not have asked for a better promo.
Totally.
Loving the new scared Gable. Adds a little layer to it. Because I was really getting tired of just yelling Gable.
Yeah.
I don't like just yelling. Shut up,
Right.
I'm hyped Jacob Fatu's here.
Boom. How can you
It immediately got me hyped about the Bloodline storyline that I was not excited about at all. So immediate injection of hype there. They're talking about Roman so much, you just get that feeling he's coming back soon. I think they'd want us to forget him if he wasn't coming back to like Survivor Series or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just loving the product. Definitely tune in every week because it's must see. But that's our weekly roundup. Stay tuned for a history of Randy Orton. That's our 2-parter this week. But hit subscribe. Check out Project Nerd. Check out Evan Burke Comedy. Drew Harrison Comedy. We got albums out there, folks. Listen to them. More importantly, keep coming back. We'll see you next week.